There's mounting anger over a decision by Loganair to stop flights to island airports from Inverness for 6 weeks due to industrial action by Highlands and Islands airport staff. The airline says it's not realistic to run the routes as long as work to rule action continues by union members. But tonight there's fresh optimism and agreement could be reached. Nicola McCally has the latest.
For 6 weeks, starting in the middle of this month, there will be no Loganair flights from Inverness to Stornoway and Benbecula and Inverness to Kirkwall and Sunborough. Orkney building contractor Stephen Kemp is just one of many who face rearranging plans as a result.
A number of our contracts are administered from Inverness because most of the consultants are based there. And just last week we had an example of a consultant taking a train to Aberdeen to fly to Orkney in order to attend a site meeting. So the whole travel has become quite convoluted between here and Inverness.
Loganair is stopping the services for 6 weeks due to industrial action by Highlands and Islands airport staff. The airline says it's not realistic to run the routes as long as a work to rule action continues by unions.
These are lifeline routes. It's why the suspension of the service over such a long period is such a concern. And it's why, as I say, I think the Scottish Government needs to step in, apply the same approach that they have in health and in education to these lifeline routes and get this dispute resolved.
A previous pay offer of 5% was dismissed by unions. Transport Minister Jenny Gilruth met with HIAL yesterday and asked for a new business case to be presented today. Unions now say they are hopeful there could be a breakthrough.
Whilst we have remained in consultation and communication with HIAL throughout this, we have not had something tangible on the table that we can take back to members with a focus on, particularly looking at what has happened elsewhere within the public sector and the ability in other areas to move forward and reach compromise that delivers something, and I think that's what we need to see in this dispute as well.
People living and working on the affected islands just hope a resolution can be found soon to stop disruption to these lifeline services.
And Nicola joins us from Dalcross Airport. Are we close to a resolution then, Nicola?
Well, HIAL says it's now submitted this new business case to Jenny Gilruth, and they say following on from that they have been advised that there is further potential for different options which could benefit all parties involved. Now, for their part, the unions say they believe the Scottish Government does have the option for greater flexibility when it comes to resolving industrial disputes, and they point to the recent cases that have been resolved involving NHS staff and education staff, and they say that their members deserve similar. Now, there are further talks to take place again later this week, so perhaps there could at long last be light at the end of what seems to have been a long tunnel.